Dr. Smith. Truth Forum will continue to discuss important things like we do at home at the kitchen table. Instead of going through the whole procedures, I got some two young people that's going to enlighten us, inspire us, and motivate us in what we can do to better them. Again, I will continue to say I do have the rights and the notes to perform the songs and the lyrics as licensed by BMI. All right, DJ, let's get started. Let's introduce our guests again. One more time. Let's put our hands together for our guests. All right. We are just, going to continue to work some things out. We're going live. You also forgive us. But Facebook people, thank you for being such a supported audience, and we're grateful for you. Okay. Now, one more time. Introduce yourself. First, middle, last name, what school you go to, how old you are, et cetera, et cetera. My man.
My name is Davion Mcknight.
Dupree. I like that. Dupree.
I'm in 8th grade, and I go to Springfield Middle School.
My name is Calvin Dupree.
Dupree, my man.
And
How
I'm
do
in
you
8th
close
grade, and I
names?
go to Lakeview Middle School.
So y'all both middle name is real close?
Yeah.
Yours Dupree?
Dupree.
And what is yours?
They're both named after the same person. Devin Dupree. Sharon's son.
Okay, well, what's going on here? You got folks just talking from the camera? What's going on here? What's going on? So did y'all know y'all have the same middle name?
No.
Today's your first time knowing that?
Yeah.
Wow. Do you know where the name came from? Okay. All right, well, listen, let's talk. First of all, for those who missed the first part, we did have a guest that was scheduled to come on the show, but we would definitely bring Kenneth Ware back, and we are just, trusted all is well with him. Okay, so let's talk about, before we get started with anything, let's talk about just last week, you both were suspended from school. I want to know, when that happens, does that hurt? Is that something y'all enjoy doing? Does that help? Or what you suggest the school system do when you get kicked out? Do you go home? Do you stay in the library? Tell me what happened and what did they do? And then tell me what you think should have been done.
Well, you get suspended, then you got to go home. Or if your parents can't come get you, you be in ISS the whole day, then suspended the next day.
Okay, so you get kicked out of school or suspended. If your parents at work, working hard, then you have to stay where?
In the back of a classroom.
In the classroom. Like a library or something.
Mm-hmm.
For all day.
Yeah.
And then the following day you still get suspended. Mm-hmm. Okay. What school you go to?
Lakeview.
You go to Lakeview. Do you like Lakeview? You do not like Lakeview?
No.
Tell me why you do not like Lakeview.
Because I think they're racist.
Ooh. Ooh, man, he just hit it hard, didn't he? Ooh. Yeah, I had nothing to do with this, y'all. I am just interviewing Yvonne Hoyt Armstrong's grandson, okay? So, before we even talk about that, because I want to educate our young sons, let's define what racism is first, because maybe they're not really racist. From your word, Calvin, when you say they're racist, why do you say Lakeview is racist?
Because I feel like they only pick with the black kids.
Okay. Man, DJ, you want to get into this conversation before I can try to talk about it?
Yeah, so roughly how many black kids go to Lakeview Middle School?
It's like a couple in like 8th grade, it's a couple in like 7th grade.
What do you say, like 10, 20?
Probably like 20.
Okay. In your grade? And you're in the
8th.
8th grade.
So I can just tell by your attitude, you really don't like that school. And because you don't like that school, it's going to be hard for you to do well. Have you had that conversation with the counselors and the teacher? You told me you don't like the school.
I told them I ain't like them in the school, in their face.
Oh. Ooh, butter, we're gonna have to try to. Okay. Well, let's talk about it. So since it's out here, DJ, we ask that you, as the teacher, do not treat him any differently tomorrow, because then we'll know. We want to try to figure out how we can come up with a solution. Why is it that you do not like this? No, let's deal with you only, Calvin, and then we'll come to you. Why do you feel personally they're picking on you? Not your friends. Tell me, why do you feel Miss So-and-so or Mr. So-and-so is picking on you?
Because if I come in class late, I gotta pass. And then they'll like say something. And they're like, I have to talk to you. And then I don't be talking. So then I just walk out the class.
Now, if a white young man come in late, does he get a pass?
Yeah, and they go sit right down.
So you feel that you're being picked on because of the color of your skin?
Yeah.
And this is a middle school. Do you know the principal of your middle school?
No, because we had like many.
You have more than one?
Yeah, first we had a black one there. I guess he he gave up and then he left. And then we got a new one.
What's the name of your school?
Like you
Lakeview Middle School. So, for those that's watching me, please tell us who is the principal. Now, I don't want to assume, is that Miss Jefferson?
No, I don't believe Tammy's. Tammy, I don't believe she's at Lakeview Middle School.
She's a 6th and 6th grade.
So
she's at the
please
elementary.
tell me, please, if is Facebook working?
It is.
Somebody said call me?
They say it's lagging, but it is working.
So, someone please tell me who is the principal of Lakeview Middle School so we can find out who we're referring to. We'll come back with Calvin once we get this information. Keep your head up, Calvin. Look in the screen. So tell me about your school. What school you go to?
Springfield.
Springfield. Do you like Springfield?
A little bit.
A little bit?
Yeah.
Okay, how are you treated at Springfield? Now look up, look in the camera, keep your head up. How are you treated at Springfield?
I mean, I don't know, sometimes good, but not from all the teachers.
We lost the broadcast.
Why were you kicked out of school?
I was kicked out of school because I kept getting in trouble in her class. So.
Okay, you kept getting in trouble. So before, and I want everybody to know on the talk show, we're not going to justify our youth. If our youth is wrong, we're going to correct them and let them know why they're wrong, but we're also going to allow ourselves to hear their perspective. Now, he started off by saying he kept getting in trouble. I need to find out what is the first thing he's doing and why he continued to do the same thing. So what was that kept trouble? What was that trouble?
She said I was talking, but it wasn't just me talking.
Okay. Is the rules in your classroom you're not allowed to talk?
Yeah.
Okay, but you was talking. So you broke the rules,
Yeah.
right? So, but there were other kids talking too. And did they get in trouble?
No.
So I think one of our problems we have with young people is we got to have the same rules for everybody, DJ. If the policy says no talking, then you need to make sure every child is being disciplined the same way. Because when you don't do that in a society like now, with all the things we're going through, it's going to be easy for a young person to call racism.
Right.
And that may not be the case. And I want everybody to know we are old enough and realize that it may not be racism, but if you got a young man already feeling this way, then that tells us that we need to be a little more sensitive to these young men as they feel they're being treated. So let's go back to you, Calvin. How many African American young boys or young men is in your classroom?
Probably like 1.
Outside of you? So it's 2. So it's 2 of you all.
Yeah,
And how many would you say is in the classroom?
a lot.
20?
Or like 20.
How many classes do you have?
We got like 6.
So that's just one class, right? Not all 6 classes.
I don't get in trouble in that one class.
Oh. What is the name of your teacher?
It's Reverend.
Miss Women?
No, it's Reverend.
Miss Roman?
Speak up.
Reverend.
Revan?
Reverend.
Webbin.
Webbin.
Reverend.
Rubbin.
Spell it.
Reverend.
Redmond.
R-E with an R?
That's okay. He probably,
Okay.
okay. Are you Rebbin? Rebbin.
Yeah.
Like a ribbon, Rebbin.
Right.
This is a Caucasian lady. We like San Francisco, we have to interpret our terms
Right.
out, you know, the police officer. Is this a white woman? Have you had a conversation with your mom about this?
Mm-hmm.
What's her advice to you?
Ignore, like, just walk in the class, do what she told me. Like,
Are you going to be able to pass and whatever, graduate or be,
yeah, because they gave me new classes.
so you're no longer with her?
I mean, to the end of the day. I got new classes too, like, for the morning.
Okay.
Like, 'cause it's a new trimester.
So what's going to happen if you have another Miss Redmond? We got to try to, DJ, teach our young people that you're not going to always have people that you can get along with. But your education is still important. And unless they're doing something that is unsafe, unless they're doing something that is against the policies, then we have to teach our children that they're going to have to follow the rules.
Absolutely.
So it's important that you know, Calvin, and not to say it's not really happening, but Miss Redmond, she has to understand that you have some concerns. And I just want to believe that she will try to address those concerns. I will hope that. And I think that we need to try to continue to address those issues. Now, Davion, you got some real personal stuff going on in your life as it relates to sick people who you love. How does that impact you in school? When you're going through something at home and you got some personal, and matter of fact, we'll ask both questions. When you got some stuff going on home, somebody sick in your family, somebody you may love, mom, whatever, dad, whatever, how does that impact you when you're in the classroom? And this is not only just for him, but it's for all of our children that has to go to school and sit in the classroom not knowing what they came from. How does that impact you?
I mean, I think about it like the whole day at school, and I think what's happening next, or what's gonna happen.
And he's obviously he's concerned. Well, I won't even mention what he can share if you like to. But so let me ask you this: do you feel comfortable going to your teacher and say, because this is what I'm suggesting y'all do. What's your teacher name?
Miss Mcknight.
Now, like DJ said, you have 6 classes also, or you just have 1?
I have 7.
You have 7. So I suggest, or do you feel comfortable going to your teacher, let's say Mrs. Johnson. Hey, Miss Johnson, I got some personal issues at home. There are times when I'm not going to always be there. Would you please understand that? Do you believe that you could do that with your teacher? Why?
I don't know. I feel like she be like picking with me out of everybody in the classroom.
Do you have a Caucasian teacher also? Female? So, out of your 6 teachers, how many are females?
Most of all of them. And then I got like 1 boy teacher. No, I got like 2 teachers. I got a gym teacher, he's a boy. And I got a science teacher, and he's a man.
Okay.
So you have 5 female teachers. How many is African American?
None of them.
So you have 5 Caucasian teachers.
Yeah.
Teaching, y'all gotta talk louder. You got 5 Caucasian teachers teaching a African American man, and it's clearly that there's a communication gap already. It's obvious. And again, we're not attacking any teachers. We're just letting the city of Battle Creek understand why the problems exist. Before I call you back, Deacon, how many out of your 7 teachers, you said, how many are men?
1.
1. Out of the 6 female teachers, how many is African American?
1.
1. What subject is that?
English.
English. So you have 5 Caucasian female teachers. So what we have today is and again, this is no attack on our European Caucasian female teachers, but you're being exposed to teaching young African American men. DJ, I'm trying to go back to when I was coming up and when you was coming up, and it's been said that they use, let me ask y'all this, and I want Facebook people to reply, and let's see what you think about this. DJ have his computer out, my son has his out. I want to ask y'all a question. There's a statement that we say that a woman can't teach a son how to be a man. That's not my question. My question is, can a white teacher actually teach a young African American male? I just want to hear y'all response. Tell me what you think about that. And DJ, let's talk about that. Is that something that's possible?
I think it's possible if the teacher has some type of experience or some type of knowledge when it comes to talking to black male students. I guess one of the questions I would ask, you know, these kids, out of all your teachers, is that black male your favorite teacher? Do you have a favorite teacher?
Yep.
Is it a male or female?
Male.
And it's a black teacher, the black guy.
No.
It's a white guy.
Yeah, because he's a gym teacher.
That's your favorite subject, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I think, Bishop, it was easier back when we were growing up for somebody white to teach us versus today. Let me ask you the same question, Davion. Who's your favorite teacher?
The black lady, Miss Norman.
The who?
Miss Norman.
Miss Norman.
That's
She's
the black lady?
Yes.
Black lady. Any of the white teachers you like?
And Miss Spalding.
Why? What's so special about her? What do you like about her?
I mean,
Gotta talk up. Gotta talk up.
she be there for you if like something going on, and she help you if you need something, if you need help.
She listens.
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's your? Do you have a teacher that? Do you have a favorite teacher that's white?
Yeah.
And what's her name?
It's a man.
It's a man. What's his name?
She's
Mr. Gant.
the gym teacher. He said that.
No.
Oh, different one?
The teacher's black.
Oh,
Okay, so which one's your black teacher?
I don't know what it is.
Oh, okay, my bad. So your favorite teacher is who?
Mr. Gant.
And why?
Because it's science and it's like easy.
Okay, and he helps you.
Yeah.
Okay.
well, I want everybody to know that racism is not about the color of a person's skin. And so I want my young sons to know that that's not racism. Do we have prejudice? Absolutely. Do we have lack of knowledge and we have false perception? Absolutely. You can look at a young man, put your hoods on. And would you see these young men differently if they came to school? Do you see them differently? That's a perception. That's what we want to change. Just because his head is cold and he chooses to wear a hoodie doesn't mean he's not the same kid without the hoodie. And that's what the foundation and other organizations should establish. Let's create organizations and programs that can teach diversity as it did with our culture. Because it's clear that Calvin got some concerns about his school. Mm-hmm. He got some real concerns. So Calvin, what could we do? Because you're only in the 8th grade. You're about to go to high school. And according to my understanding, you'll be going to Lakeview High School, correct? Oh, no. Okay, where you going?
I'm going to Central.
You're going to Central. By your choice?
No.
By your location? So why?
Because I just want to.
So it's by your choice.
Yeah.
See,
Parents' choice.
don't let grandma be talking all through the show. It's your parents' choice. Okay, so it's your parents' choice that you'll be going to Central. And are you happy with that?
Yep.
Okay, yep. So why Central versus going to Lakeview?
Because, I mean, Lakeview High School, like, it's too much drama.
Too much drama. Same issues you feel?
And Lakeview Middle School is too much drama too.
Same. So
They keep a lot of
they keep a lot of mess going on. So think about this, y'all. If a young man in the 8th grade already has this perception, and as my mother used to say, if we don't nip this in the bud, he'll take that all the way through school. And he have a false perception about a school that may not be a reality. Because today, he clearly got a problem with Lakeview. At the end of the day, it's not me endorsing it. This young man got a problem with Lakeview, and I would encourage the Lakeview people and the Lakeview staff to consider talking to this young man and giving him some hope. Because you would hate for him to go to another school. It's no different from before I left FedEx. If FedEx had an issue, we wanted to address that issue before it got to UPS people or the post office, because those are competitors. You got a young man clearly saying, I got a problem with Lakeview. To the degree, I'm going to Back Creek Central. Where will you go after high school? To high school.
Central.
Central? Is that your choice? You don't want to go to Lakeview? Why? You don't know? Hey, tell us about your family, man. Calvin, you go first. Tell me about your family, your mom, your dad. Tell me about your family.
my dad family.
And with some excitement, Calvin.
My dad family, they like crazy.
Calvin!
You say different. You say different.
Calvin, y'all, we are not endorsing none of this. This is just Calvin talking, y'all. So, hey, you know, what's that TV show where they say children say the most darling things? You remember that? Yeah, well, we're getting that today, y'all. We're getting that today. So, go ahead, Calvin. Try your best to keep going.
And then my grandma, like she fights over chargers.
She fights over chargers.
Yes, on my dad family.
Okay. Chargers, like plug-in chargers?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Okay, talk a little louder. Chargers, okay.
And my dad,
Okay. Okay, that's good, that's good. All right, okay. And then you got another side of the family?
my mom,
Yeah.
not real nice.
Okay, she paid you.
Good answer.
Good answer. She like right there, good answer.
What about grandma?
She cooked that good food.
Okay.
My Uncle Ronnie, I kind of act like him.
Oh, okay. So Uncle Ronnie be cutting up quietly, because right now you cutting up, and I ain't seen Ronnie cut up like this. So let me ask you, Calvin, you're the second oldest, but one day, you know, you're gonna be like taller than your sister. Do you already? My man, do you see yourself sometime being the big brother?
No.
Not yet?
What, is your sister bossy? Okay.
But you do understand that day's gonna come. And you gotta look out for you got one under you, right? And then you got two under you, and you got one, and you're gonna be the one that you gotta look out for. Okay. So back to my man here, he's 44, right?
44 years old.
Back to the 44-year-old Melvin Mcknight's nephew. Tell us about your mother.
She a good cook.
She a good cook. All right, that's because she cooked. I heard she was a good cook. I was a good cook. So we want to have special prayer. Is mom, grandmother kind of been sick lately? Mm-hmm. Okay, and you think about that quite often, right? So we want to continue to pray for her. What's her name?
Donna.
Sister Donna what?
Mcknight.
That's Sister Donna Mcknight. So all of you all that know the family, that is Donna Mcknight, that's Butter and Spook, Greg and Ham. I don't want to call them by their nicknames, but what's Ham real name?
Gerald?
Jared. And one more. Whatever. We want to pray for them that God will just continue to bless the Mcknight family. And this here is the grandson. Tell us what you're doing at Kingdom Builders, and why do you enjoy that organization, and what is your assignment? And tell us why you don't always get a check.
I help out the community, and that's what I like to do.
Okay. You called me a couple days ago about a car, right? What was you doing?
What car?
About my car. You wanted to do something with my car.
Clean your car out.
So what, you got a little car wash business?
Yeah.
Kind of cold outside.
Nah, we was gonna vacuum the inside.
Oh, vacuum inside? How much you charge for that?
Free.
Oh, that's free? Oh, okay, okay. What else you do at the church?
We do the game room and stuff.
Okay. Who you working with?
Kamara
Kamara who?
Jones.
Okay. And so you're going to be doing a lot. Why you like the church? And how do you get young people like you to like the church? Because at your age, 44, I'm sorry, at how old are you, 13? Mm-hmm. At 13, to become a 13-year-old to go to church, that's not really normal, right? Mm-hmm. Other than being forced to go. You go on your own, correct? So what is it about the church that makes you, like, you know, draw you into it?
It keep me out of trouble.
Okay. My man. Anything else? Oh, I can't get more sentence out of him. DJ, you gotta help me out, man, because they tough. Now, Calvin, I don't know about you, man. So I gotta be. I know you when you first came. I had you doing some. You were supposed to do some other stuff, and I don't know if you ever felt faded out. I never meant to do that at all. I recognize you all the time. I know it's you all the time. But what's your feeling, man, about what's going on at your own age? Church, school. What you want to do, Calvin? What you want to do when you grow up?
Play basketball.
You want to play basketball? And what? Professional? Who's your favorite basketball player?
LeBron James.
LeBron James. What is your concern about the possibility of Lakers not making the playoffs?
I really don't care.
Okay.
Let me ask you a question. Let's say basketball doesn't work out. Okay. What would you want to do? Let's say you went to college, you played basketball, you blew your knee out, right? So what would you be going to school for? What would you want to do other than basketball?
Probably science.
Be a science teacher?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you like science. So when you say science, would you like you ever dissect a frog?
Yeah, I did that in 7th grade.
Really?
We did a pig though.
A pig? Really? We didn't dissect a pig. We did frogs.
Yeah, we did frogs.
So you like science. So at your age, let me go there with these young kids. At your age, from a science perspective, does it make sense to believe there's a God? It's okay, be honest. Because see, I know what I'm dealing with. So if you're teaching it, when you hear God, does that make sense to you from a science perspective?
Yeah.
So you know there's a God? Why? How you know there's a God?
Because like.
Talk loud.
Because like. I believe like God.
Because you believe in it. Because you know scientists will teach eventually, the deeper you get into it, that there is no God. You understand that, right? They will eventually try to show you that God is not the kind of God you learn about in church. And as a great scientist, you guys believe you have to prove things. And they believe that there's always a cause, therefore there's a reaction. And they feel that if there was a reaction, what was the cause? That's deeper down the road, but since you like science, I just want to share that with you. Hold up, man, don't fall asleep yet on us. TJ, what you gonna say?
No, I was just waiting on Davion to make a comment.
So, Davion, what you think about God, man? You believe there's a God?
Yeah.
Why?
Because.
Why? Talk loud.
Who created us?
Okay. That's enough for you? Just who created you? You know somebody made you? Mm-hmm. Okay. And that's enough for you? Okay. What you want to be when you grow up?
A professional athlete or an engineer.
Now, engineer may be your best shot. Mm-hmm. But you play football?
Yeah.
You pretty good?
Kinda.
Do you work hard?
Yeah.
Do you hit hard?
So, Calvin, if you want to be a professional basketball player, I've never seen you just voluntarily say, hey, Bishop, hey, Mr. Mcknight, hey, Deacon Jones, I want to just go into the gym and just shoot until I fall asleep.
Cause I sometimes lately they be having like a lot of like sports. Like tomorrow, I think track start.
So you be busy doing other stuff?
Yeah.
You gonna sign up for track team? And what do you run in track team?
Distance.
Okay. So let me ask y'all this question. Have you ever heard anyone say that black boys are nothing but trouble? You heard it before?
Yeah.
How'd that make y'all feel?
Angry.
Angry?
Yeah.
Why do you think they say that about young black boys?
Cause they think that we just there to get in trouble.
And who is the they?
Like other people like in the world, they just like want us to be like.
The white people?
The white people?
Teachers, what, other students?
Teachers.
Yeah.
Some of the students, yeah, they start problems with me
Why?
because they just try to get on me like about basketball, but I don't really care about it. But then they try to make me mad, then I get sent out of class.
So you're being bullied?
Yeah, but then when I go tell the teacher I'm being bullied, they barely do something.
So you were saying today that in 2019, a tall, handsome man like you're being bullied at times.
I was last year.
Are these by bigger white kids or bigger black kids or bigger Asian kids or bigger Latino kids?
White kids.
White kids.
The black kids, they got my back there.
They got your back? This is all going on at Lakeview,
Yeah,
middle school.
yeah. Cause I don't hang with any white people. I hang like with the black.
So you guys are concerned about what you may think I'm doing, but you're looking at a whole new generation that's growing up with all these thoughts in their heads. And we got to tap in and address these issues before it become a greater problem. And Deacon, just listen to what's happening. Calvin obviously got some things on his mind. Mm-hmm. He got some things in his heart. And right now, somebody must address those issues because, he could become that time bomb.
Right, Calvin, you don't want to get to a point where when you start to talk about what's going on, you explode and blow up because then that'll get you in trouble. I know you're an introvert. You know what that is? You have an introvert and an extrovert. An introvert is somebody that doesn't say a whole lot. You just kind of, reserved in your comment. An extrovert is somebody who talks a lot, talks all the time. Right, and introverts will just, sometimes they just have a tendency to lash out. It's like that bomb just getting ready to go off, and all of a sudden, boom, it just comes out. Do you ever feel that? Does that happen to you a lot?
Yeah, that's cool. Because sometimes I just want to just punch a white kid, but I'll be like,
Oh.
I would just want to. Because they had one dude, I was in gym class, he tried to fight me because I pushed him over basketball. I beat him in 1v1, and he got mad.
So you pushed him?
Yeah, I pushed him. He pushed me on the bleachers, and then I almost punched him, and I walked away.
Well, Calvin, I'm a little concerned. I don't want you to mess around and get hate. I don't want you, because Bishop don't teach hate. And I don't have hate in my heart towards anyone. I understand. But y'all, this is a prime example, because I wonder how many other Calvins feel this way. How many other Calvins is feeling what he's feeling, but he's not allowed. You know what? This reminds me of these young ladies who unfortunately been molested by close family members, unfortunately, and they were never told, they were never allowed to tell. Be quiet, be quiet, be quiet, be quiet. And then they grow up afraid, and they finally try to address it 30 years later, and look at how damaged they are. I don't think Calvin's sitting here just trying to be entertaining. Mm-hmm. I think Calvin is telling him what he feels. Mm-hmm. Rather, what he feels is right or wrong, it's happening in his world. And I think we need to address these simple situations. This young brother is having some challenges. Anybody responding, DJ, to that?
Yeah, there's a lot of comments. Sabrina Pritchard Evans made a comment. Parents start calling their children badasses. That's what she said online. Children become what they internalize.
He's Diggy Jones.
And you know what? I'm not calling anybody that. I said what I read.
Sabrina. Okay.
Okay.
So what Sabrina's saying is, when she asked the question, she's going by the fact that if you put that in that child,
right,
then they grow up feeling that way.
Right.
Wow. Anyone else said anything about how Calvin's feeling? I want to know what y'all think. What can we do with Calvin, y'all? Calvin clearly has problems at this school. He has a perception. It doesn't mean it's real, but it's his own reality. What are some of your thoughts? What can we do? Because we don't want Calvin going to school. It seems like Calvin don't even like school. Calvin, do you even like going to school now?
No.
You would rather stay sick, act sick, play hooky, skip if you could?
Yeah. Some of the classes, if I have a problem, like one of the classes, I'll just go sit in like principal's office to like most of the day and just do my work in here. And go to the classes I like.
So yeah, we need to come up with a solution with Calvin. DJ, you got any ideas? Well, what should we do with Calvin, man? That's major.
Well, I think this is a good starting point right here, is getting him to talk. Because Calvin is real reserved. He doesn't say a whole lot. And I remember the other day, I think it was 2 weeks ago or a week ago, Sunday morning, we were talking, and I always asked Calvin, how's it going? And he said, I was kicked out of school. And I think Melvin, we were out there talking to him. It was me, Butter, and maybe someone else. And we were talking about why he got kicked out of school, what happened. And I won't go into any details, but I think that's the first thing, is to get him to talk. Because a lot of adults don't talk to kids. They don't talk to young adults, especially young black men. So they don't know what you're thinking. They try to diagnose your problems without getting into your head and finding out what the real issue is. So people always try to sometimes, from a distance, try to be that counselor or that, like a teacher in school. They have no idea what you're thinking. All they see is you acting out. To them, you're acting out, and they really don't know.
Let me ask you guys a question at junior high. Is there marijuana at y'all school?
Yeah. They do it after school or in the bathrooms.
It was like that when we were in school too, Bishop.
WK wasn't that bad, man.
It was a lot of marijuana in school.
Come on, DJ.
You was carrying a briefcase.
Yeah.
Okay.
DJ, come on, man.
Okay.
But still, man, come on, man.
It's been that way for a
They
long
started
time.
early. What grade you in?
8th,
But he really would be considered not set. How old are you?
14.
You 13. Have y'all ever witnessed the gummy bear stuff?
They were bringing them last year. Like my sister.
Parents, y'all gotta hear this. You gotta pay attention, parents, because they ain't gotta smoke it. They can chew it for lunch. Kids coming home laughing, silly, ain't focused. Come on, y'all. So you telling me they already got the gummy bears and the brownies up?
Yeah, they just eat the brownies. They don't eat them gummy bears. They just eat them brownies. They be trying to give it to the teachers.
That's at Lakeview.
I think it's there too. I don't know.
They got gummies there? So I'm gonna ask mom and dad not to punish y'all. This is all about, because I want to try to help you guys and talk about your future. If you don't want to be honest, you don't have to be honest. But tell the truth. It may help you. You ever had any brownies?
Yeah.
I mean, see, you don't have to answer. Just don't say no if it's a yes, okay? So this is what I want you to do. If you had a brownie, just don't say no or say yes. Just don't say a word. It's the Fifth Amendment. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say may be used against you in the court of law, okay? So, but if you haven't did it, say no. Straight up no. You know, be like R. Kelly. No. Okay? Have you had any brownies? Have you had any of that brownie stuff?
No.
My man. What else they got out there?
Vapes and stuff.
Yeah, they be having.
How about the gummy bears?
No, we don't be having that. They be brownies, vapes.
You have any vapes before? What is vapes?
It was like a little thing.
It's like an electric cigarette.
And all this stuff is at school?
They put it right in their pocket. Walk right in class.
So Calvin, you ever had any brownies?
No,
Gummy bears.
no.
My man. So y'all both is honestly telling the bishop and deacon y'all haven't got involved in that. Thank you, y'all. Let's put our hands together for these two, y'all. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Now. For real?
Yeah.
They got Kool-Aid marijuana? Man. So name all the marijuana stuff they got. Cool. So educate
Cereal.
me. Cheerio?
It's cereal.
Cereal?
Like they put like bars like this, so then the teachers don't know like what they're eating.
And how do the children react once they get that little
They
content?
be like they be acting like bad.
Their eyes be wide open. It be red.
You can tell when you see them.
Yeah.
You can tell the eye.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's the world we living in, y'all. We wonder why our children can't learn. And we really can't get too mad at our teachers because it's hard to teach for the class a bunch of high 13-year-olds. So, with that being said, you see the future where those children are going to end up going? If they're doing gummy bears now, what y'all think they're going to end up doing?
Overdose.
Overdosing? Okay. So, you guys are not too young. You've been noticing about how a lot of young men been shot and killed. When y'all hear about that, you got mamas that think about y'all. You say, I don't ever want that to be my son. I don't ever want that to be my son. And you got grieving mamas crying. When you hear about these boys being shot in the streets, how do you see that? What do you feel every time you hear that a 21, 22, which is only 6-7 years older than you are, was shot dead? What's your reaction? You go first, Davion.
I was related to one that got shot,
Okay.
and it was just sad to me. It hurt me.
But what does it do for you? What does it make you want to do differently?
It just changed my life.
Change your life? But at 13, what are you doing so bad? Besides being 44 on YouTube.
Getting kicked out of school, fighting.
So you be fighting a lot, Davion?
Yeah.
You got a reputation for fighting all the time?
Yeah, I caught Evans.
At Claude Evans. So is there a guy named Melvin Mcknight that you know? He at Claude Evans? He's your uncle? Does he see you fighting?
No.
Not really? Okay. How about you, man? When you hear about somebody being shot at 21, 22 years old, how that make you feel?
I be like, whoever did that, I don't know what they was doing.
But you don't see yourself going down that road? Okay. All right. Okay. So if there's any mothers out here that have a question that you would like to propose, I mean, of course, you know, this generation, sometimes we got to force them to talk. That's why I'm glad to have them on the show. But if you had a question you would like for me to ask one of these two young men, I would be glad to do that. Just ask DJ, Deacon Jones, and we'll be glad to share that with you. You understand that according to society, they say that every other race outlive the black race, young men. They say the Asian population would do this, the Caucasian population would do this, the Latino, Hispanic population would do this, but they say the black race is being limited. Why is that? Why do you think the whole conversation on the media and television is always geared towards that young man that looks like you? Why is that? Why? When do we change that perception that we're not that bad?
Cause they go based off of one person that did something wrong. and they'll just assume everybody did something wrong.
Okay, that makes sense. So because one apple just spoiled everybody else's, basically. You feel the same way?
Mm-hmm.
Do you see yourself graduating on time at Battle Creek Central?
Yeah.
And you see yourself graduating on time? So you'll be going to high school next year?
Mm-hmm.
High school next year? Are you guys dating? Got a girlfriend?
No.
No.
No?
Not right now. No.
Not right now.
Yeah.
Calvin said no straight, so I believed him. I'm back on you, Mcknight.
No, I don't got one.
You sure?
Yeah.
Did you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Huh?
No.
DJ.
Wait a minute, Davion. Either you did or you didn't.
Hey, mother.
Okay. Remember what Bishop asked you earlier? If you didn't, just say no. If you did, don't answer. Did you have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
All right.
cool. That's
Okay.
cool. Okay. She's your age? Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, don't mention her name because the daddy may be upset. But I wouldn't blame him. I'd be upset too. Okay, so, with that being said, y'all, we are really trying. One of my recommendations is sometimes just allow them to be around us. If I can encourage the fathers, just be around these young men. One of the greatest examples that you can do is just be a present and be involved. And because that generation is learning differently than our generation. They are basically watching certain media, and unless we're present, they won't have anything to balance their situation. Who's your role model? If you had to pick a role model, let's get into the TV thing first, or the hip hop, or whatever we listen to, the rapper. Who would be your role model if you had to pick one?
LeBron James.
Let's do the music part, like a rapper, whoever. And if you don't have one, just say you don't have one.
I don't got one.
So who's your favorite rapper? Do you listen to rap music?
Yes.
Who's your favorite rapper?
NBA Youngboy.
Who?
NBA Youngboy.
NBA Youngboy.
Yeah.
DJ? You
I never heard of it. Know who that is.
Okay. See, again, I need my artists to help me out. Can somebody send me a picture of NBA Youngboy so I can see what he look like? I want to know what NBA Youngboy look like. But while I'm asking for that, I'm going to ask Davion, what does NBA Youngboy look like?
You want to see a picture?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And while he's showing me a picture of NBA Youngboy, who's your favorite rapper?
Same one.
Same one?
What's so special about this guy?
I mean, he speak real stuff, and
He speak real stuff for a 13-year-old? Name some of that real stuff he be speaking. I mean, come on, talk to me, because we only got 10 minutes left. What does NBA Youngboy be speaking real stuff 13, y'all? Deep, real stuff. What's the real stuff?
he tell you like a life, and
He tell you about life.
you can't trust everybody. Everybody not your friend.
Did he just get jumped the other day?
Okay, that's Chanel just jumping on the show now. She just jumped on the show.
No.
Did he say what now, Chanel?
I don't think so.
No, what did he say?
No, I thought he was the guy that just got jumped at the mall the other day.
No, that was Almighty J.
Okay, let me ask this question.
If you're a young boy, like 20 years old, he got 5 kids.
He 20 years old, got
Listen.
5 kids.
Music is alright.
Okay.
20 years old.
What is it NBA or MBA?
NBA.
What does that stand for?
Never broke.
So
a
are
bone.
these guys like real live professionals, or they like just neighborhood guys?
Never broke again.
So he say never be broke again, but he got 5 kids at 20 years old.
If he's making millions, maybe he won't be broke again.
Okay, and you pick the same guy? Can you give me one of his lyrics? Just say one of his.
You be like,
Go
I
ahead.
ain't going outside today.
I ain't going outside today.
Oh, hold on.
What else?
Hold on.
I mean, that's tight. That's deep. I ain't going outside today.
Not swearing.
And yes,
You can't finish the verse.
On my phone, though.
Okay.
So he said I ain't going outside today because I gotta go to school tomorrow.
Can Cause like he famous and
He famous?
a lot of people just be recording him, so he like, I ain't going outside.
Oh, he ain't going outside so they can't record him.
Yeah, and it'd be a lot. He says it's a lot of hate outside, so he gonna go.
There's a lot of hate outside. So sometimes y'all want to stay in the house too, cause y'all want to go outside, cause there's a lot of hate outside.
Yeah.
Okay, hey brother, they ain't going outside because there's a lot of hate outside. Okay, I feel you. Okay, boom. What about now basketball? Y'all both say LeBron James, right?
Kobe.
You say Kobe?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, look, y'all, our time is almost up. We really took this off by just a spontaneous. Again, one of our brothers was unable to make the show today. And these young brothers voluntarily came on the show. And so we didn't have a chance to plan the questions. But what we did do was we learned some things from Calvin and Davion about the real world from their own perspective and the way they view life. And we as adults, we have to try our very best to give them some balance, give them some confidence. I don't want Calvin going through school the rest of the year upset, angry, because he does not like his school or his teachers. And I am hoping that the parents of Calvin, and I'm hoping that the administration will all come together, because he should not be that stressed out going to school. Because what you do is when your child is that stressed out going to school, then those other negative behaviors, or as young folks say, those energies can cause him to go astray, which we do not want to see happen. So we heard his cry. I don't think he was making it up. He believed what he believed, and therefore I think we should try to do better. And so I am soliciting the middle school principal. You may not watch this show, but trust me, there's somebody that's watching the show that know how to contact you. There's a young man that made it very clear how he feels, and hopefully we can fix those areas. Again, we cannot blame the school system if they don't hire any African American men. We have to just encourage African American men to apply, but if it's not financially to their advantage, then we can't control that neither. So we have to teach our children, you may not always get the teacher you want, but you are still responsible and obligated to listen to that teacher and learn. And that's what I need Calvin and Davion to know. At the end of the day, they are your teacher. And you have to listen to them. They're not there to raise you. They're not there to do anything but teach you a subject, get good at it, so you can move on to another subject and another grade level. Anything you want to say, DJ, before I have these two? I'm going to try to time them. I want them to really talk at least for 1 minute and say something to all your buddies, all your homeboys, all your friends. You want to promote your business as a 44-year-old man, that's fine too. Anything you want to say, DJ?
I think both of you guys know that anytime you guys have any issues, sometimes you want to get a man's perspective or look to somebody at the church. I'm always there. Melvin's always there. You got Bobby, you got Bishop, you got T2. So you have a lot of male influences in your life. So don't ever think that you got to fight a battle alone. All right?
Yep. And you have your uncle, you have folks in your life, you got folks in your life. Absolutely. So thank you for those words. So look, Calvin, you go first. Calvin, say something to your friends, say something to your fan club, say something to whoever, man. You want to say thank you, whatever. You got about 1 minute. Just try to say something. Let's hear enough of Calvin.
Thank you for watching.
Okay. Okay, Calvin. Calvin's a young G, boy, I tell you. Davion, say something to your people, man.
Love my mom.
He said, mommy. He said he loves his mommy. That was so nice of you.
And go subscribe to my YouTube.
Huh?
And go subscribe to my YouTube.
You just finished, y'all. Let's say it out loud, man. What? You got to talk slow, man. Say it.
Go subscribe to my YouTube. No Limit Davion.
Slow down so we can get it right, y'all.
No Limit Davion.
No Limit Davion. Subscribe. How you subscribe?
You go to YouTube.
So for everybody know,
Click this.
Okay.
ring that bell.
Who made that shirt for you?
Stacy.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. So you are on your way of being a big time. Are you going to try to be a rapper?
No.
No, you're gonna be behind the scene, the producer.
Oh.
You're not gonna be a
I'm
producer.
gonna record my YouTube. I'm gonna do YouTube videos like by myself.
Okay, I got you. My man. All right, Calvin. If you don't go to the next level, but we're gonna hope you do, man. So, are you playing now 14 basketball? AAU?
No, I was doing that like 6th grade. Lakeview on the team.
You're in the 8th grade right now. So, did you play this year?
I played for this year, but I didn't get to play against Big Hats. And then we played them. I get to play.
But you do play. You play the 8th grade team, and you're gonna play next year, 9th grade, and move on. Okay. Well, look, y'all. Our time's about to end. You know, we had some real tough questions to try to get them to talk. I'm just flattered that they came on the show. We want to apologize for the technical issues we had in the beginning, but we want to thank all of you all for being a part of this program. And you know what? I want to encourage all the single parents that, you know, we have no problem with you bringing your young men down to the office. We're just trying to become mentors, some trying to be coaches, because the reality is, you know, there are things that are going through, and their development is what it is, and their perception is what it is. And we just really want to do better in hearing them out. And again, if they're being bullied, you know, we want to try to fix that problem, because in my world, I never knew bullying was an issue. Before I end, I got about 5 more minutes, just a thought. When you hear about these young people, my time is up. When you hear about these young people that have been committing suicide, is that really stuff that people really do? That they want to take their life?
I mean, it was one in my like, as soon as I got to school, it was one of like my art class. Suicide stuff.
They just took their life.
A dude in my art class was bullying, so he went home with suicide.
Wow. So y'all, this is the real world, and the world is real, and we cannot deny it at all. So I'm going to end the show like I always do. Hey, you know what? I just really want us to try our very best to just, you know, deal with our situation. I'm going to end it on a different version with these young people. Song that Melvin Mcknight suggested I sing for this generation, because they couldn't connect with what I was gonna play. Listen, y'all, again, I am grateful for all of you that have watched us. You made this talk show the #1 show for the last year, and we hope that you continue to be a part of what we're doing. We want to encourage you all to remember that, you know what? In this world, we have to have a calendar, we have to have a schedule, and we need to know what time it is so we know where we're going. We got to make sure we don't continue to repeat our past. Also, I like to always give honor to my family, to my ancestors on my mother's side. And Val, this is for you, Leo Dale Perry Sr. That's my grandfather, and Ruby Elizabeth Perry. And of course, my mom. We love you, Mom. Mom, we love you, we love you. And on my father's side, all 3 are passed away, but we celebrate them, Gussie Smith and Edward West Smith, and the late great Hugh Daniel Smith Sr. Again, we're telling you all thank you, and look out for these young men, because they need you. And don't judge a book by its cover, because just because they got their heads covered doesn't give you a right to prejudge them. They got some good things about themselves. We'll pray for his grandmother and all of you. Let's put our hands together. Let's pray, y'all. Kind Father, I thank you for these young people. I thank you for this privilege. I thank you for this show. I pray, God, that this moment here would just inspire them to never get involved in the drugs, to never get involved in the alcohol, stay and get their books, and continue to become productive so they may fulfill the promise that you've given them. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen.
voice, your community.